Dolan Tierney, a 5'11 senior. Yegor Gorbenko, a 6'2 senior. Sam Soffer, a 6-foot junior. And then Colton Faddis, a 6'5 junior. So 6'5 and 6'0, 6'2, 5'11, and 6 foot. So not a lot of height on either one of these teams in the starting lineups.
No, these teams can be some great shooters, and and Rath can really hit from my side, Alpha, Rossi, and Tierney side. So and we could see a high scoring.
Look, tonight's opening tip-off coming up next. We're at Cascade High School in South Everett. The game is next right here on Fox Sports 1380. Okay. That's right, 15's got the
Shoreline Community College and Puget Sound Auto Dealers Association have been recognized internationally for its pioneering in finding a new way to deliver technical training for automotive repair. Shoreline Community College and Puget Sound Auto Dealers Association have been recognized internationally for its pioneering in finding a new way to deliver technical training for automotive repair.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
We all want to protect our gift of sight, which is why regular eye exams are so important. Regular eye exams not only allow your optometrist to improve the quality of your vision by changing the prescription of your glasses or contact lenses, but also to assess your overall eye health. Even if you see clearly now, it does not mean your eyes are healthy or won't change over time.
To Cascade High School, the Reg Scadello Gymnasium. Tom Lafferty along with Bill Kusler, Buddy Patrick, and Josh St. Marie on the stats here tonight. Brandon Hamilton at the controls back at the Fox Sports 1380 studios here in Everett. The officials tonight, Donnie Johnson, Tom Friel, and Dave Leander. Tonight's opening tip-off is brought to you by Glass by Lund. Family owned since 1967, Glass by Lund. Tonight's opening tip-off here just moments away. Again, Jackson with Rossi, Tierney, Gorbenko, Soffer, and Faddis. For Cascade, it'll be Blackman and Brown, McGrath, Hancock, and Justin Gordon. Pretty good crowd on hand here on a Thursday night. On a foggy Thursday night here in South Everett. The ball is in the air and we are underway, and Jackson in their black uniforms moving to our left will commit an opening turnover off the knee of Frankie Rossi, who got the ball off the tip, dribbled it out of bounds, and turns it right over to Cascade. So the first turnover of the ball game.
Could be very important for Cascade to score early, gain some confidence against this Jackson defense.
So Cascade, their opening possession here just a few seconds into the ball game. Moving to our right, Cascade, their home white uniforms trimmed in crimson and gray. Moving to our right, they try an entry pass down low, then not going to be grabbed there by Brown. He loses the handle on it. Then the ball goes out of bounds. They say last touch by Cascade, so they commit the turnover, almost get it back, and almost commit another turnover. I think we got at least one turnover apiece in that little foray, and so here we go. Now finally into front court comes Jackson. The Timberwolves in their traveling all black uniforms with green numbers and lettering, white trim. Moving to our left, they go down low, putting it up off the glass, bouncing it off, no good, is Colton Faddis. Missed it from close in range. Rebound controlled by Cascade. Here come the Bruins out of backcourt. Moving down to our right, Brevin Brown with it at the right wing. Brown goes back out on top of the key to Trevin Blackman. Blackman out between the circles. Looking down low, still looking, and they'll swing it around the left-hand perimeter to Justin Gordon. Back out on top of the key it goes. Brennan Hancock with it. And now he tries to back in at the high post. That's closed off there. He kicks it over to the right-hand side. Brevin Brown misses a three ball. Comes off the rim, no good. Rebound, though, is going to be controlled by Cascade. Grabbed by Trevin Blackman from the seat of his pants. Gets off a pass. Goes to the top of the key. Brennan Hancock with it. One-hand bounce pass down low. Ball goes out of bounds. Dribbled out of bounds. Good idea there, but Justin Gordon couldn't handle it.
He couldn't handle it. Cascade looks like their offense are really trying to go backdoor against the overplay on the wings by Jackson. They've had two opportunities with a man open going backdoor, but they have not yet been able to complete that pass.
Neither team has put a bucket up either, as we're a minute and a half in. Bounce pass underneath. Here is Colton Faddis. Count the bucket. And he got fouled. Nice pass by Rossi, top of the key. Got the bounce pass down low to Faddis. Put it up off the window and in, and he will get a chance for the three-point play. First 2 points of the ball game goes to Colton Faddis for Jackson.
And we got Brennan Hancock up in the air, and you know that even though if the contact is minimal, if you're off your feet, they're going to call that foul, and Faddis with an opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play.
And it is a three-point play as the free throw is good. That foul was there against for Hancock. That's his first personal foul, first team foul. Brennan Hancock with the foul. Down low they go, looking for Hancock. Can't hold on to it. It's going to be grabbed by Rossi. Rossi bounces it forward, going in. Gorbenko misses the shot off the rim, no good. Rebound's going to be controlled by one of the shortest guys on the floor. That's Brevin Brown. Brings it up. Stops at the left elbow, looking down low. He changes direction, loses the defender, but misses the lay-in down low. He dropped off the defender out at the top and then went without him and missed the shot, and the rebound's controlled by Jackson. No look, pass down low. Beautifully completed there, and the bucket is up and in by Colton Faddis.
Faddis has shown a presence down underneath. That time he walled off the defender, Hancock, with his body and took the pass in and had an unmolested shot in close.
You bought presents? Oh, presence. Down low, her first 2 points of the basketball game for the Cascade Bruins. Justin Gordon got a little backdoor feed down low, laid it up and in, and it's a 5-2 lead for Jackson. Jackson, though, answers on the other end. That is 7 points on the board, 7 points on the board for Colton Faddis. He's got them all.
He's already above his season average per game of 6.6, so they've found something they like, and they're going to it.
And they just keep feeding and feeding and feeding. But now it's Cascade's turn. They've got 2 points in the ball game, which was 3 minutes into the opening quarter. Brevin Brown, top of the key, up fake for three, didn't take it. They look down low. Underneath to Hancock, ball rejected out of there, grabbed by Jackson. Up the floor they go. Rossi has it, unmolested, laying good. It's a 9-2 lead. Daryl McNeil says, I've seen enough, let's call a timeout. And we will as well. 4:48 to play in the opening quarter of action. Our score, the Jackson Timberwolves 9 and the Cascade Bruins 2. This is Snohomish County Western Conference basketball tonight on STSPN.com and Fox Sports 1380. Thank you. 7-point lead for the Jackson Timberwolves here early in the going, and Daryl McNeil had a short conversation with his team after the 30-second timeout. We are back to action here as Cascade in their white jerseys moving to our right, down by 7, 9-2, as we're coming up at the halfway point of the first quarter here on a foggy Thursday night. And here's a little teardrop from the left wing up and in by Cameron McGrath. Boy, he looks like his brother, doesn't he?
He does, and that's what they wanted to do. They set up that play. They want to get McGrath unleashed because he's a good shooter. They ran a play for him. It went perfectly, and he knocked the shot down.
And closes the gap to 5 points. 9 for the lead for Jackson. Jackson working it. And Coach McNeil wants a foul, hasn't got one yet. They work it to Gorbenko over his shoulder, and he traveled with the basketball. Lots of ball movement there, but I'm not sure it was all in a positive vein.
Yeah, well, it was good pressure by Cascade that time. Their defense was a little lax a couple times down the floor early. They called that timeout, and Coach McNeil, who can be a really nice guy, and I enjoy him, but he can get a little fiery too, and I think he had a few words to say, and they've been effective as Cascade, both on that last offensive possession and this last defensive stop, much better.
Hancock gets it down low for Cascade. Little up fake by McGrath. Kind of tried to step through and almost traveled. Give it off to Brevin Brown. Maybe one too many passes. Probably should have gone up with it. Coach says, shoot, and he didn't. Back out to Brown, left wing. 12 on the shot clock to Hancock, top of the key. Looking down low. It looked like it almost went off the forehead of the would-be recipient of the pass. That's Isaiah Gotel. Fourth turnover against Cascade here in the early going. Here's a corner shot up and off the rim. No good by Frankie Rossi for the Jackson Timberwolves, and Timberwolves come away empty on this possession on some early offense and controlled by Cascade. Bruins with it. Brown, now down low they go. Foul's going to be called before the shot as Isaiah Gotel got it at the left wing, went along the baseline and got pushed before he got there. And they're going to call it on Colton Faddis. That is his first personal foul. Just decided to go top of the Gorbenko put up with it, puts it up and in. 2 points for Brennan Hancock, and the lead is now 3 points for Jackson.
Nice play, Hancock, a lefty, but he twirled and went up with his right down.
He can get a pass over to the right-hand side. Now they go down low for Faddis, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Cascade, so it will be still. No, we're going to have a foul called. Oh, I was looking at the wrong official. Justin Gordon picks up the foul. His first personal foul, second team foul.
And they got the mismatch, Faddis at 6'5", Gordon at 6 foot, and he was forced to foul.
First free throws up, and it's good for Colton Faddis. It's a 10-6 lead for Jackson on Cascade's home floor. Nice crowd on hand here. This Wesco 4A battle. Next one on the way and no good. Isaiah Gotel grabs the rebound, outlet passing up the floor. Here comes Cascade. Brevin Brown, the 5'10 senior, brings it up across the timeline with the orange shoes. Goes between the legs with the dribble. Now he's looking for Gotel. They find him. He goes, splits 2 defenders, and lays it up and in.
That's a difficult pass to make, that kind of like throwing a fade in football where you're getting it over the defender who's fronting. He led him perfectly for the lay-in. Nice assist for Brown, and Gotel finished.
2-point lead, so it hasn't been 2 points since the very early going. And now trying to split the defender there, and stripped of it is Dolan Tierney. Little over-the-shoulder pass by Gotel, but it's going to be intercepted, and we go back the other way. So turnabout is fair play, and it's right back to Jackson at the 2-minute mark to play here in the opening quarter of action at Cascade High School. Looked like Jackson was going to run away with it. It's now a 2-point lead for the Timberwolves. Rossi looked at the three, didn't take it. It kind of surprised his teammate. Said, here's a pass, Sauferer. Sam Saufer had it. Now back out to the top of the key. It goes to Tierney. Back to Saufer. Back to Rossi as they just work the perimeter. 6 on the shot clock. Over to the right-hand side. Shot on the way. Too hard off the backboard. No good. Shouldn't have been a reset, but it was anyway because the rebound taken down by Cascade. Never touched iron. And here comes Cascade. They could tie it, take the lead with a 3-ball. They worked it, or not do anything and get this ball stolen from McGrath by Rossi. 6th turnover by Cascade. Corner pocket, shot on the way, 3, no good by Sauferer. And the rebound controlled by Cascade. They've got a whole boatload of rebounds too. Just about 1 shot per trip for Jackson.
And Jackson has had some open looks, some of those threes that they usually make.
McGrath underneath, hit from behind. I think it's going to be Rossi. McGrath goes down. I don't think he was hit hard enough to actually crumple to the ground, but he did. And the official, and it will be, number 1, Frank Rossi picks up the foul. The 6-foot senior, his first personal foul. Second team foul here against Jackson. Free throws for Cameron McGrath. First one, no good, comes up short. 2 could have tied it. 1's going to pull him to within 1 if he gets it at the 1:01 mark to play here in the opening quarter. You folks continue to come into the Reg Scadeller Gymnasium. This free throw good. It's a 1-point lead. Jackson was up by as much as 7 points in this ball game. It's now 1 point. They've gone kind of dry. Down low, boy, it looked like a travel, no call, off the glass and in. Dolan Tierney, I think Bill got away with one there.
He did, but how he got Hancock up in the air and then was able to time the jump perfectly because Hancock towers over him. But a nice play, and he might have gotten away a little bit. You're right.
And a holding foul is going to be called underneath as Cascade was moving it around. They're going to get a fresh 35. They're going to probably play for 1 shot as fresh bodies come onto the floor. 2 for Jackson, 1 for Cascade. The foul whistled here on Brian Brown, the 6-foot junior for Jackson. Jackson picks up the foul. His first personal foul, third team foul. Inbounds pass, out of bounds, but last touch by Rossi, so no time elapses. The shot clock is dead. And now Cascade will throw it in from the sideline. And now the officials are going to huddle up. I think they're wondering if maybe some time should have come off the clock. It was a 35 dead even here. And the ball, Bill, was touched as it came in and then went out of bounds. Probably should maybe be a second off, don't you think?
I'm not sure that it really makes enough of a difference to take this much of a timeout.
Probably, yeah.
But they're not going to change anything, so.
Not the NBA Finals, so. So, okay, inbound now. No time elapses, so it'll be Brevin Brown brings it, changes direction, puts on a burst of speed, splits 3 defenders, count the bucket, and he got fouled. He pulls Cascade to within 1 and could tie it with a free throw. He just, Bill, put on the afterburners, hit the little jets, and then off he went.
That was really impressive. He went from stock still to full blast immediately, drove all the way to the hole, finished at the hole, drew the foul, and if he can hit this free throw, we'll tie this ball game up.
And the foul, they're saying, is on Ethan Hammond, according to the scoreboard. Hammond picks up his 6'4" sophomore, picks up his first personal foul. 4th team foul. Brevin Brown at the free throw line, misses it, can't get the lead, and here's Rossi out of backcourt. Rossi quickly, he splits about a half a dozen defenders. There's only 5, but instead it comes away without the lay-in. They're going to scramble for it, a scrum for it on the floor, picked up here by Cascade. Brown goes in, he misses it, gets hammered on the way down. But they say just ball went out of bounds off of a Jackson Timberwolves player, so it will be Cascade Bruin basketball underneath their own basket.
Brown took it all the way to the hole, but he's just 5'10". He had that shot blocked, but Cascade with the ball underneath their own hoop with 12 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Looking to inbound as they do. Gotel at the left wing, spins around and he traveled with the basketball. Spun around a defender. That's the 7th turnover of this first quarter against Cascade, yet they are only down by 1 point at 12-11. But Jackson's gone ice cold here the last about 3 minutes with 1 bucket to show for it. Rossi out of backcourt, down to 5, down to 4. He traveled with the basketball. He commits a turnover, the 4th turnover of the quarter against Jackson. And with 4.3 seconds to go in the opening quarter, Cascade will have it about halfway up in backcourt to inbound it. They'll let it bounce once. Brown will bring it up. Down to 3, down to 2. Brown has it. Shoots an NBA 3 high off the back of the iron. It couldn't give him the lead. It did not go. We'll take a break. End of the first quarter of action. Our score, the Jackson Timberwolves 12 and the Cascade Bruins 11. You're listening to Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on STSPN.com and Fox Sports 1380.
We all want to protect our gift of sight, which is why regular eye exams are so important. Regular eye exams not only allow your optometrist to improve the quality of your vision by changing the prescription of your glasses or contact lenses, but also to assess your overall eye health. Even if you see clearly now, it does not mean your eyes are healthy or won't change over time.
Currently with ours, and here after the end of the first quarter, Jackson 12, Cascade 11. Bill, it looked like Jackson was just going to run away and hide in this one.
It did, and Cascade came roaring back. You mentioned those 7 Cascade turnovers. Well, the way Cascade has stayed in this ballgame, they've out-rebounded Jackson 8-1 so far. They've held Jackson to 1 rebound in the whole first quarter, so that was pretty impressive. And Cascade will have the ball down by 1 with an opportunity to score and take the lead.
And here is Cascade on the alternating possession. Will bring it out of back court. Into front court they go. Left side, Justin Gordon. Gordon looks down low. McGrath reverse lay-in, no good. He goes hard to the floor. And what are we going to have? We had a whistle. Are they going to?
They called a goaltend. It's like one of the defenders slapped the backboard. So that's what the referee was signaling. So count the basket for McGrath, a 2-pointer, and Cascade gets the lead.
Their first lead of the ball game, up 13-12. I don't think I've ever seen it called exactly that way. So our first lead change of the game, and it's Jackson basketball now down by a point. Turnaround jumper on the way up, and it's going to be no good. Missed by Parker Manilow. And up the floor, here comes Cascade, a chance to open up a bigger lead now. They lead at 13-12 as we're 40 seconds in to the second quarter. Cascade with it. Trevin Blackman, top of the key. Swing a pass over to Justin Gordon at the left wing in front of the band on the far side. He kind of puts up an elbow to clear out some space. Changes direction. Fade away from 16. No good. Rebound grabbed down by Jackson's Colton Faddis. Out of backcourt, here they come. Only their second rebound of the ball game. Open, 3 on the way. It's going to bounce high. Almost went back in off the bounce. No good by Manilow. And up the floor, here comes the Cascade. They get another rebound, dribbling through traffic. Back out to McGrath. McGrath has it. Now 1 dribble, shot on the way. Too long, no good. That one taken by Brennan Hancock. And up the floor, here comes Jackson. We go right back the other way. We'll take a look at the shooting numbers here in a moment if we have a break. Waiting for defenders in the air all over the place. Turnaround jumper, no good by Sofferer. The ball goes high, hits the superstructure of the basket, so that's going to be a turnover. Give it over to Cascade. Bill, numbers.
Yeah, Jackson in the first quarter, 5 for 11 from the field, 45%. They missed all 3 of their 3-pointers, hit 2 of 3 free throws. Cascade, 5 of 10 from the field, 50%, 0 of 2 from 3, and hit 1 of 3. So very evenly matched in the stats as well as on the scoreboard.
Cascade with it, leading by 1, 13-12, 6:10 to play, opening quarter. Bruin basketball on their home floor with the 1-point lead. McGrath top of the key, 14 on the shot clock. Tries a step-through move. It was closed off there. Gets over to Hancock, and then he throws a bad pass. It's going to be knocked away and picked off by Jackson going in. Sofferer laying good. Laying good for Sam Sofferer, and it's back to a Jackson lead here. Our second lead change of the ball game. 14-13, Timberwolves over the Bruins. Now Brevin Brown at the left wing as they swing around the perimeter right-hand side to Blackman. Looks down low. Nobody's there. Back out for a 3-ball on the way. Rattles off the front of the iron. No good by Justin Gordon. Missed and controlled by Jackson. Timberwolves, little stutter step move, top of the key. Dolan Tierney, and a hand check foul is going to be called. I think Brevin Brown is going to be called for the foul. Then Justin Gordon got it on the side of the noggin by the basketball. And Dolan Tierney comes over and says, "Hey, dude, sorry." Nah, no problem. They were kind of laughing about it. So the foul here, again, whistled on Brown, his first personal foul, third team foul.
You know, Cascade, when they run through their offense, they're getting some good shots and they're knocking them down, but they've been a little bit frenetic here as of late, taking some shots that, and not only are maybe outside of the range of some players, but also not getting anybody on the offensive boards.
Never outside of the range of a big long 3 by Sam Soffer. Missed it, no good, but Tierney grabs the rebound and they'll reload the offense for the Jackson Timberwolves. We're coming up on 5 minutes of play in the first half. A 14-13 lead for Jackson. Gorbenko, 3-ball on the left wing. It's going to be no good. They've missed all the threes that they've chucked up that way. But Rossi grabs another rebound. He gets it up to Gorbenko, to Faddis off the window. No, he traveled. He traveled beforehand and commits the turnover and give it right back. Boy, they got lots of chances that time to come away empty.
They did. A couple of offensive rebounds. They really moved the ball well, but Faddis got kind of caught. He was undecided as to whether to go up or do a little stop fake and then go up, and he just dragged that pivot foot.
Left wing, that's Isaiah Gotel. Then Cameron McGrath, top of the key. Back to Gotel to Gordon. Gotel out between the circles. 15 on the shot clock. Looking down low. Faddis is out on him as they work it to McGrath. Now down low to Gordon again. Back to Gotel. Little give and go. And the go didn't go. And it's going to be controlled by Jackson up the floor. Southford stops. Closed off defensively. Give it off to Tierney. Little running jumper with the right hand from about 6 feet away. Goes in. And it's a 3-point lead again for Jackson.
Well, that time Jackson was able to finish. It was a gorgeous pass for Cascade on the other end, and they just missed the lay-in, and then Jackson made him pay coming down and hitting the little floater.
So back to the basket is Hancock, now to McGrath. Suffer flies by him, was going to put up a three, didn't take it. And we're going to call 3 seconds here on Hancock's kind of standing there going. He put up tent stakes and actually built a campfire.
The whole Jackson coaching staff called that 3 seconds, and then the official called it right after. So he was just caught in there. He didn't know what to do with the ball, couldn't get rid of it. And another turnover, and Cascade has just killed themselves with turnover. That's their 9th of the ball game.
I think if you're going to camp there that long, you have to have one of those Discover passes from the state of Washington.
I think you're right,
now.
yeah.
I think out of the left-hand wing, it goes to Frank Rossi. Now he dribbles to the baseline. Must have been blocked right back at him, but it was blocked off from me, and Rossi was kind of surprised that the ball never left his hands. So controlled by Cascade. Bruin basketball. Brevin Brown, right-hand corner. Back to Gotel. Back to Brown. 20 on the shot clock. Tries to dribble through Colton Faddis, and Faddis saying, I was just standing here, and this little guy ran into me.
Well, that was really smart play. Brevin Brown is definitely the general out there because he saw the mismatch. He had Faddis out on him. He's much quicker. He cleared the floor, went one-on-one, went baseline. Faddis tried to cut him off, was not quite quick enough to get there. As Faddis picks up his, second personal foul, that could be a factor here come later in the ball game. 5
team fouls, and Faddis goes to the bench. And checking in for him is Marcus Sullivan now. So they lose that offensive firepower of Faddis on the bench. 3:15 to play in the first half of action. A 16-13 lead for Jackson. Cascade with the basketball. Isaiah Gotel put it up the elevator chute, right back down through for a 2-pointer, and pulls Cascade to within 1.
I don't know how that went down. That was a strange-looking shot. You think he'd bank it off the board, but it went straight up and straight down, but he connected on it.
So Gotel with the bucket pulls Cascade to within 1. Jackson with the basketball now. Rossi has it. Out between the circles, Ian Wilgress to Gorbenko. Now to Tierney. Tierney dribbles along the baseline. Ball goes out of bounds. Saved then from going out of bounds by Wilgress and right back in to reload. But no, here's a steal. That's Brevin Brown going in. Step through move. Bucket and count it. What a move by Brevin Brown. He left the defender flat-footed, and all he could do is reach out and grab hold.
If anybody saw Russell Wilson making that move against Arizona into the end zone on that run, that's exactly what that looked like. He kind of gave him the leg, really stretched out. Brown's only 5'10", but he's got really long legs for a small guy, and he just stepped around. Beautiful body control to put the ball in and a chance for the 3-point play.
Gorbenko with the foul. It's his first personal foul. Shove shot from along the lower back, and for Gorbenko, his second personal foul, the 7th team foul. So that will put Cascade into the bonus for the rest of this first half, of which there's a minute 44 remaining. An 18-18 tie, broken here by a free throw by Trey Poole. His first point of the ball game, and gives the lead right back to Cascade.
This is what I expect the Wesco 4A to be all season long. Lots of really close ball games.
Next one misses badly. Kind of clangs off the front of the iron. It's going to be controlled by Jackson. Timberwolves down by 1. They're on the road tonight here at Cascade, just up the road from their home base in Mill Creek. Dribble drive south for a pull-up jumper on the way from 16. No good. High in the air. Brevin Brown goes high in the air above the tall guys, gets a rebound. And then everybody's kind of kibitzing about the fact that he didn't get the rebound, and Brown goes down, penetrates, gets a pass out the left-hand side to McGrath. He misses. Rossi grabs the rebound to Saufer for Jackson, drops it in from 18 feet away.
And Saufer had struggled a little bit from the field, but puts that one down and puts Jackson up now again by one. So just a tremendous ball game.
1 minute to play in the first half. Trey Poole, top of the key. Swing it over to Brown at the right wing. Back out to Justin Gordon. Up fakes for the three. Didn't take it. Down low they go. Poole again. Back to the basket at the baseline. Out for a three ball by Brown. No good. Poole grabs the rebound. Too hard off the window. No good. And the rebound controlled by Jackson. Here come the Timberwolves with 32 on the shot clock. 39 on the game clock here in the first half. Up fake. Tierney looked like he really wanted to drain that three, and he didn't take it. Because Steve Brown would have jumped right out of his loafers down there. Steve Johnson. Did I say Steve Brown? Steve Johnson, head coach of Jackson. Jackson playing for one shot, but there's about a 7 or 8 second. They're playing all the way down. 6 on the shot clock. Here's a Saufer. It worked. Saufer puts it up from about 12 feet away. Makes it a 3-point lead. Down to 8 seconds to go. Down to 6. Down to 5. Brown, I'm not sure knows how much time left. Down to 3. Down to 2. And then he'll shoot the 3 and miss the 3 as we come to halftime. And Bill, you used the word frenetic. That was a frenetic first half.
A frenetic first half, up and down. Not the most cleanly played clinic-like first half, but a tremendously exciting first half with two teams playing scrappy. What happened at the end, Saufer, he missed a couple of shots, kind of open looks, and he did something that not a lot of kids do nowadays, which is you drive in hard, stop quickly, and go up with the jumper, and he hit a couple of 10-footers right there at the end to give Jackson the lead here at halftime.
We are at halftime. Thanks for being with us here on this foggy Thursday night in South Everett. We're going to come back and take a look at the standings, or actually the state polls for both the boys and the girls, with all that coming up here at the half. Our score at halftime is the Jackson Timberwolves 22, the Cascade Bruins 19. This is Snohomish County Western Conference basketball on Fox Sports 1380.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
We all want to protect our gift of sight, which is why regular eye exams are so important. Regular eye exams not only allow your optometrist to prescribe lenses, but also your overall eye health. Clearly now, it does not mean your eyes are healthy or won't change over time.
Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is drain plus 42551 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
Chief Self, who dunked against Garfield last night, has gone viral. It's been on all the news, so it's kind of interesting to see that. We haven't seen any dunks here yet, Bill. Let's take a look at the numbers and a 22-19 lead for Jackson.
Well, Jackson is shooting 10 for 23 from the field, 43%, but they are 0 of 7 from three-point range. They've hit 2 of 3 free throws. For Cascade, they are 8 of 20 from the field, 40%. They are also 0 of 7 from 3, and they've hit 3 of 6 free throws. For Jackson, they are led by the 8 points of Colton Faddis. Sam Salfer has 6 points, 4 points for Dolan Tierney, and 2 points apiece for Frank Rossi and Yegor Gorbenko. For Cascade, they are led by the 5 points apiece of Brevin Brown and Cameron McGrath. Isaiah Gotel has 4, 2 points apiece for Brennan Hancock, and Justin Gordon and Trey Poole has 1. Cascade has out-rebounded Jackson 11-8, but they started off with an 8-1 advantage in the first quarter. So actually, that's on the defensive end. 13 rebounds to 10 for Jackson. Jackson with 4 assists, Cascade with 3. 2 blocks for Jackson, 1 block for Cascade. Leaders, Brendan Hancock with 5 rebounds for Cascade. 2 assists apiece for Rossi and Tierney for Jackson. Tom?
Thank you very much. Let's give the credit to Chief Self. Hafid Yassan was the player that went. Bill, he had his shoulders up above the rim.
I used to be able to dunk like that on a 7-foot hoop.
Yeah, I was going to give you the benefit out for an 8-foot hoop, but yeah, amazing. So you can go on YouTube and you can see it. Just about everybody has refed that amazing dunk last night. So here we go. We're set to go to get underway in the third quarter. Brought to you by Frontier Communications as they yelled "Go" over to Go Bruins here. Well, you know what? They're into the game, and there's a nice crowd on hand, and we're getting set for the second half of action to get underway. A 22-19 lead for Jackson over Cascade, and Jackson gets the ball to start the second half. Moving to our right in their black uniforms, trimmed in green and white. Out on top of the key, that's Dolan Tierney. Get off to Salfer, tries to back in, tries to spin one way, go back the other way, gets it off to Faddis on top of the key. Bounce pass underneath, that's Rossi, triple teamed pretty much, and gives it off to Faddis. Down goes Frazier underneath there. He's going to be spun around and shot up no good by Gorbenko. Looked pretty, Bill, but came away with 0.
It did. Gorbenko, I was floating through there. I thought that ball was going to go, but it just somehow nudged out.
And Faddis, meanwhile, had knocked Brennan Hancock to the ground, and no whistle there. Justin Gordon, top of the key. This is Cascade with the basketball, moving to our left in their white jerseys, trimmed in crimson and gray. Out on top is Gordon. Gordon looking over to Hancock. Little stutter step move, goes around Faddis, and it goes around and comes away. He comes away with nothing, and up the floor. Bad pass by Jackson. Threw it to 2 guards that were breaking toward the hoop. Neither one looked.
No one was looking for the ball when it came over there, and so threw it directly out of bounds. So Cascade having their opportunities, but not able to connect to scratch their way back in, down by 3.
And the clock didn't start for a while. They're going to have it out of bounds. And yeah, neither clock had started. The shot clock hadn't started. The game clock hadn't started. So they're going to come over and make that course correction there at the official table. Referee Tom Friel is having a chat with the people at the switch down there. Donnie Johnson, Dave Leander as well are the officials tonight. And
good to see Tom Friel out there again. Little hip surgery and looking good as ever.
I think HIPAA laws say that you can't say that.
Okay.
Never mind.
He looks really good out there. Yeah. I don't know why.
So here we go. It's Cascade Bruin basketball down to our left as they go down to underneath and coming away, kind of slapping his Hancock. He thought it would go. It would not go. They had a couple of opportunities there, passing it around, but instead it's going to be a pushing foul here. Whistle on Faddis. His third personal foul, first team foul.
Well, Justin Gordon passed up about a 4-footer to have a nice pass for a lay-in. It just could not quite go for Hancock, but he has the free throws.
First one, no good. 22-19, the score remains. We've yet to dent the scoreboard here in the second half. Hancock will get another as he was fouled in the act. This one's on the way, and it's too hard, no good. And the rebound is going to be controlled by Colton Faddis. Up the floor it goes. Dolan Tierney brings it across the timeline. Now to Yegor Gorbenko up between the circles. Right over to Tierney again. Goes around a defender, stops at the foul line. Give it off to Rossi. Now in the corner to Faddis again. Back to Sauferer. 18 of the shot clock. Sauferer at the foul line. Looked like he traveled, put up a shot, kind of off balance, weird shot, and it went about 3 or 4 inches underneath the rim and came away with nothing.
Trying to draw the foul, but he wasn't able to do it.
So didn't draw the foul, and gives it over to Cascade. Bruins with it, 22-19 deficit they're facing. Dribble drive through, Brevin Brown lays it up and in with a left hand.
And Brown hasn't been shooting awfully well from outside, but boy, he's taken advantage of the fact he gave him just about an inch, and he's able to drive through the hole and put the lay-in down.
Cascade within 1. We've had 5 lead changes in the ball game and 1 tie in this contest. Sauferer to Rossi, back to Sauferer at the left wing. Sam Sauferer looking underneath. Instead goes to Tierney, up fakes at the 3-ball range, doesn't take it. Dumps a pass down to the right side to Colton Faddis. He missed the lay-in, but got fouled on the way, and he will go to the free throw line with a couple of free throws.
These teams just mirror images of one another going back and forth. It's a very interestingly played ball game.
Hancock picks up the foul. That's his second personal foul, first team foul. First free throw is no good, and he will get another. Ever Silvertips hockey here on Fox Sports 1380 tomorrow night. Remember, early start times are out in Saskatchewan at Moose Jaw tomorrow night. 4:30 pregame, 5:05 face-off. Then they wrap up their road trip at Swift Current, Saskatchewan on Saturday. Also a 4:30 pregame show. Next free throw, no good. But that's Rossi grabs the rebound. Turnaround three-pointer on the way. It's going to be no good. Rebound controlled by Cascade. Bruins with it. 22-21, the lead for Jackson. Cascade with it. So they bring it down. Bounce pass goes over to the left-hand side. 3 on the way, no good by Brown. Rebound controlled by Rossi. Rossi goes in, blocked by Hancock. Safe from going out of bounds by McGrath. Scramble for the basketball, down on the floor. And what are they going to... Oh, they're going to call a timeout. Timeout called, and we will step aside with 4:55 to play here in the third quarter. Our score, 22-21. Jackson by 1 over Cascade. You're watching it on STSPN. You're listening on Fox Sports 1380.
It's a great opportunity for the Shoreline Community College to get together with an organization in the city, show off what we can do.
Yeah.
Cascade Bruin basketball down by 1 point on their home floor. 4:44 to play here in the third quarter. Justin Gordon now to Hancock. Brennan Hancock down low, backing in. Instead kicks it out for a three on the way. Rims out, no good. Tough luck shot by Brevin Brown. Rebound controlled by Rossi. He taps it over to Soufer. Now down to Tierney. A three-guard offense. Tierney stepped through twice, and that was partially blocked there by Hancock. Back out it goes to Gorbenko. He puts it off the window and in and goes down hard to the seat of his pants, but it opens up a three-point lead at 24-21 for Jackson.
You just have the feeling that one of these teams is going to start feeling it from outside, and the first team that's able to do that is going to take off because there have not been a three-pointer made so far in this ball game.
A lot taken.
Yeah.
But none have gone down.
Look, right. Both teams combined about 0 for 16 from three.
Backing down is Gordon. Almost lost the handle. Oh, they're going to say reach in. Ooh. Quick on the whistle, and Igor Gorbenko kind of gave the fisheye to referee Tom Friel. He says, you know what, hurt hip or not, he wasn't sure he liked the call. But then he kind of goes, yeah, probably I did reach through. Third personal on Gorbenko. That's the thing that hurts more. Checking in now for Jackson, and Brian Brown had to be schooled on the correct way to enter a ball game. So he will check in. Gorbenko will go to the bench, and in fact, he'll sit down by the Gatorade bucket on the far end. He hasn't sat down yet. So here we go. Cascade Bruin basketball to be inbounded here underneath their own hoop. Looking. Finally, they get it in, but it's going to be a bad pass. It's going to be picked off by Brown, who just came into the ball game. To Soufer for a three. No good. 0 for 17 are the teams. Up the floor comes Brennan Hancock grabs the rebound way out by the center line, and it'll be Cascade Bruin basketball. 24-21 the lead for Jackson. Entry pass down low. Gotel off the window and in. Nicely done. Again, that little fade pass from Brevin Brown pulls Cascade to within one. Here's a pull-up jumper on the way by Rossi. Off the side of the rim, no good. Brevin Brown grabs the rebound for Cascade. Bruins out of backcourt. He waits for everybody to join him in front court. Justin Gordon shoots another. They're 0 for 18 for three. Gordon gets it back after Gotel had it. They're playing volleyball with the basketball, and that's enough for Tom Friel to say traveling will be the call. Turnover to Jackson.
I've never seen a game where so many threes were so close, and yet they haven't been able to score on any of them.
As Carol King would say, so close and yet so far away. Here is Jackson with the basketball, leading by one over their crosstown rivals here, the Cascade Bruins.
How's Carol these days?
Dribble driver. I was trying to think of a Tapestry or another song that she had. Here's Smackwater Jack, and there's a three ball. The first three of the game is up and in by who else? Sam Soufer, the 6-foot junior, one of the leading three-ball shooters in the Western Conference. Opens up now a 4-point lead at 27-23. Jackson led by as many as 7 back in the first quarter. Hancock goes down. Hook shot up, no good. Tierney had it, almost knocked away inadvertently there by Brevin Brown. And Dolan Tierney brings it out of backcourt as they work it up to Rossi. Rossi back over to Soufer, deep in the left-hand corner. They'll back away from trouble. Rossi gets it deep in the corner. Down low it goes. Brown puts it up underneath. It's going to be partially blocked. Again blocked, and then a foul is going to be called. Dave Leander made that call from the Burger King right back over here because he was way away from the play, but he saw enough contact there, and Brian Brown will go to the free throw line. McGrath picks up the foul. That's his first personal foul, second team foul.
Jackson's starting to put a little bit of
first one, 2:04 third quarter. The lead 27-23 for Jackson. 5 lead changes in this ball game. Next one on the way, no good. Missed them both. And then grabbing the rebound and another foul called underneath. As Brennan Hancock had grabbed the rebound. And they're going to call the foul on Connor Marshall, the 6'2 junior, his first personal foul, third team foul. So give it over to Cascade. Bruins have it. 2 minutes to play, third quarter, a 4-point deficit facing them. Isaiah Gotel at the right wing. Out on top to Gordon. They swing it to McGrath. Down low to Hancock. Backing in. Turns around. Tries to get it off to Gotel. Can't do it. Bad pass. Tierney has it. Now to Saufer. Going in. Lay in. Hammered on the way in by Brevin Brown. Really had no choice because it was going to be an unmolested lay-in on the way in. Didn't want that to happen.
Yeah, went in and got the foul, and you know, they've had some luck with some lob passes into Gotel for lay-ins, but some of the quicker passes inside he's been unable to handle, and that allowed Jackson to get off on the break and draw the foul.
Brevin Brown, second personal foul. Free throw, first one up, good by Saufer. Third team foul. And he will get another. Sam Saufer at the free throw line for the Jackson Timberwolves.
Well, Steve Johnson was talking about how defensively was what won the ball game against Monroe. We're not shooting, and defensively tonight, we're almost through three quarters, and they've held Cascade to 23 points.
They've only scored 29, so not a lot of points in this one. A real defensive struggle. Saufer's next free throw is good. The lead is 6 points. Away from one of their biggest lead. Here's a block from behind as Gotel went down, and blocked from behind by Ethan Hammond. And then a scramble for the basketball, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be last touch by Jackson, so Cascade will have it in their own front court.
Cascade has to start taking advantage of some of these breaks.
Yeah, they've gotten a lot of them and have not taken advantage at all. On the inbounds, no. Now it goes to Trey Poole, to Brevin Brown. He'll back out, then get a little stutter step. Tries to split two defenders, doesn't do it. Over to Gordon. Back out to Brown again. 25 of the shot clock. We're coming up on 1:10 to play in the third quarter. Here's McGrath dribbling in, going in, laying up. Jumped over the top of Dolan Tierney and still laid it up and in. Isaiah Gotel.
that was a pretty play. Tierney's just going, help.
Yeah. Down low they go. Jackson with it, off the glass and in. That's Ethan Hammond got it as he came down through the lane and went around a defender and laid it up and in. It's back to a 6-point lead for the Timberwolves. 45 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Gordon between the circles to McGrath, now to Gotel. Gotel along the left baseline. Pull up, partially blocked. It is partially blocked there. Underneath by Ethan Hammond. Outlet pass up the floor to Saufer for Jackson. Shot clock is dead. They can play for one shot. Now to 27 seconds to go in the third quarter. Right side Hammond. The defender not close enough to start the 5-second clock. Down to 16, down to 15 seconds to go. Now Tierney. Tierney changes directions, lost the handle on it, and commits the over and back foul. Over and back violation anyway, and it'll be Cascade Bruin basketball the final 10 seconds of the quarter. And Daryl McNeil says, let's put some of these other guys back in there. And yeah, they didn't check in all the way, so they're going to have a 3-point shot specialist in there. Trevin Blackman checks in. And now they're going to inbound it from just to the left of the scorer's table. Inbounds now to Brown. He looks at the clock. Down to 8, down to 7. Brown has it across the top of the key. Down to 6. Hook pass over to Gordon for 3. It's good. Down to 1 second to go, and that is it. We have reached the end of 3 quarters of action. This is a good ball game here at Cascade tonight. Our score, the Jackson Timberwolves 31 and the Cascade Bruins 28. You're watching it tonight on STSPN.com and listening on Fox Sports 1380.
We all want to protect our gift of sight, which is why regular eye exams are so important. Regular eye exams not only allow your optometrist to improve the quality of your vision by changing the prescription of your glasses or contact lenses, but also to assess your overall eye health. Even if
back Tom Lafferty along with Bill Kusler. Bill, anybody's ball game in this one.
It certainly is, and that was huge. Justin Gordon putting down that 3 right before the buzzer to pull them within 3, and just a great ball game. We have the world's tiniest cheerleader down there in front of her going solo with the band playing between quarters, and she was quite impressive.
Oh, down here to our left.
Yeah.
So here we go. Cascade will control to start this fourth and final quarter. It's a 3-point ball game, 31-28. Bruin ball. Brevin Brown to Gordon. Between the circles, now to Hancock, way out at the high post with his back to the basket. Give it off to McGrath. Dribble drive along the baseline, left side, good. He went along the side of the key, just went around the perimeter of the defense, says, nobody wants to step out, I'll just take it all the way to the rack and pull my team to within one.
That's well, the Jackson had that 6-point lead disappear in a hurry. Or it was an 8-point lead at one point, maybe.
Yeah.
8-point lead, now down to 1.
Colton Faddis, give it off to Saufer, puts up off-balance shot. He went hard to the floor. Faddis tried to put back, no good. The rebound to the bucket, back up and in. But battling and grabbing that rebound there was Brian Brown for Jackson. Got the rebound, put it up and in. Kind of unlikely character to get the three-point play coming up here.
Yeah, and that's totally with Jackson going to the offensive boards. You know, they were out rebounded 8-1 in the first quarter, and since then they've really worked hard on the boards. And that's 3 attempts at the glass. The third one goes in, and now they get to play to extend their lead to 4.
Brevin Brown, personal foul. The lead is 4 points and 7 here in the. Hancock has it back to the basket, top of the key, give it off to Gordon, dribble drive along the right-hand side. He passes it right directly, slipped, fell down, and Faddis gets the basketball. So Jackson ball. 13 turnovers against Cascade in the ball game. Dribble to the baseline, falling down there was Gordon, no call. The shot was going to be no good there by Ethan Hammond, and then a reload here by Bound. Back. Play down low. They go call. Making a late for
a couple of in, but another.
Of course, our Skagit Murphy game changer. Brian, if he had only hit 30, lead for the reverse lay-in. A nice shot. Trevin and control. Jackson now grabs the rebound, and on the ground they say he got fouled. Faddis battled and tried to get the rebound, finally did, and then in return got whacked in the back by a Cascade Bruin by the name of Trevin Blackman, his second personal foul and the 6th team foul.
Cascade's got to figure out a way to keep Jackson off the offensive glass.
Here's Yegor Gorbenko, falls hard to the ground after shooting about an 18-footer. He misses, no good. And Cascade will control. See if they can make a run here. Under 6 minutes to play in the game. Hancock out to Gordon, looks to his feet, make sure he's behind the 3 line, and shoots and misses. Down the floor comes Saufer, tries to pass, knocked right back to him and picked off, intercepted by Cascade. Bruins out of backcourt, they come right back the other way. McGrath, give it off to Hancock. Hancock dribbles into the key, kicks a pass right side, back it goes. Over left-hand side to Gordon, back out to McGrath. No, he shuffled his feet. Finally a 3 went down, and McGrath says, I didn't either, and coach kind of looked at him. Daryl McNeil says, yeah, you know, you really did.
Yeah, when you reset your feet like that, you can only reset one of them.
Yeah. We will take a break, a timeout on the floor with 5:29 to play in the 4th and final quarter. Our score, it's the Jackson Timberwolves 36, the Cascade Bruins 30. Snohomish County Western Conference Basketball on Fox Sports 1380.
Shoreline Community College and Puget Sound Auto Dealers Association have been recognized internationally for its pioneering in finding a new way to deliver technical training for automotive repair.
One thing that's really impressed me is the fact that Frank Rossi, who's a guard, has 8 rebounds already in this ball game. And
Colton Faddis with 8 points in the game, all in the first half. Does not score here in the second half. 11 points for Sam Salfer to lead the way for the Jackson Timberwolves.
And Salfer hit that 3 to finally get the lid off the 3-point, and that really gave Jackson a lift.
So here we go. Jackson with it. Into front court they go to our right, leading by 6. They've led by only by 7 actually in this ball game back in the early going. And then 5 lead changes. Down low, going in, Brian Brown, turnaround jumper on the way, no good. McGrath grabs a rebound for Cascade. We're coming up on 5 minutes to play. If Cascade has one more run in him here. Down by 6. Brevin Brown. They've kind of collapsed on him a little bit more. He was having kind of his way with heading to the hoop several times in that first half. He tries it here, goes in, lay it up and good. Just about the time I mentioned it, and he goes around 3 defenders and lays it up and in. The lead is 4 points for Jackson. Rossi out of back court to Gorbenko. Right side Salfer, dribble drive to the baseline. Closed off there, swings a pass to Gorbenko. 18-footer, short, no good. Tapped out, grabbed by Gordon. Here comes Cascade, a chance to pull to within 2. Down by 4 right now. Gordon comes across the timeline, knocked away by Gorbenko. Gorbenko then tripped up by Hancock. Hancock went down to the floor. He was going to try to get the ball back. Instead, he tripped up Gorbenko, and that'll send, no, I don't think it will. It will not send him to the line. Or it will. Yes, it will. That'll be 7 team fouls now against Cascade. Hancock picks up his 3rd personal.
Yeah, that foul, however, prevented, it's easy for me to say, the unmolested lay-in.
Yeah. And
so actually a good foul, depending on what happens here.
4:22 to play in the basketball game. 1-1 situation here for Yegor Gorbenko. A 4-point lead for Jackson. Gorbenko, free throw, good. And he will get another. Again, we're back with you on Tuesday night here on 1980 for Lake Stevens at Snohomish. On Wednesday, Linwood, number packed house on that one. Was good. Facing a 6 set. Hancock tries a rifle pass down low to Gotel. He gets it. Puts up the arm to keep Faddis off of him. Back out to McGrath. Kind of measured and fired and then tried to stare it in and English it in. He couldn't do it with his body language. And rebound controlled by Jackson. They've really come to the boards here in this second half. Out to Salfer. A 3 on the way. Good. That might be the final nail in the camel's back there on that one because that 3 ball goes down. Cascade calls a timeout.
How many metaphors can you use in one sentence?
That's a fish saying. 3:42 to play in the game. Timeout called by Cascade. We step aside. 41-32. Jackson up to their biggest lead of the game. You're watching tonight on STSPN.com and listening right here on Fox Sports 1380.
Clogged drain? Other plumbing problems? Call Action Jackson Plumbing for 24-hour service. Owned by a lifetime Edmonds resident and Edmonds Woodway grad, Action Jackson is the drain cleaning specialist. They can unclog most internal drains for only $99 plus tax. Call 425-877-5601 or visit actionjacksonplumbing.com.
3 minutes, 42 seconds to play in a regulation time here. Just about the time, Bill, I mentioned maybe Cascade has one more run in him and then a little spurt here by Jackson, and they've opened it up, especially that 3 ball by Salfer.
Yeah, Salfer has hit 2 threes in a row, one near the end of the 3rd quarter and one here just recently that's really given Jackson a boost. And again, their offensive rebounding and how they've defended the outside shot for Cascade. Cascade's gotten some use of driving inside and going to the hole, but haven't had anything from outside. And all of a sudden, what was a close game, Jackson is taking it to him. We talked to Coach Johnson about how to finish, and he said a lot of it is just experience and being in that situation. And looks like Jackson up to the task right now.
At 3:33 to play in the game, Cascade Bruin basketball. Brevin Brown can't hit this 3, no good. Rebound controlled by Jackson. And that's Rossi. And now he'll not go with the early offense. They'll slow things down, wait for the defenders to go by, and they'll set up for using some time off the clock. We're coming up on 3:10 to play in the game. Souferer, 20 on the shot clock. Left side, Brian Brown. Brown swing a pass right side to Souferer again.
Content to use a lot of time off the clock. 3 minutes left and a 9-point lead.
Down to 8 on the shot clock, down to 7. Souferer left wing, down to 6, down to 5. 18-footer, too hard off the back of the iron, no good. Brian Brown, I think I would say he pushed off trying to, that's his offensive or defensive pass interference. This one they got right. It's not like the Detroit-Dallas game. That's going to be offensive pass interference on that one.
Well, Brown, he hasn't had that many minutes in this ball game, but in the minutes he's played, he's picked up 7 rebounds, so along with, I believe, 5 points. So Brown doing a nice job off the bench for Jackson.
So up the floor come the Cascade Bruins. Brevin Brown, 2:42 to play, down by 9 points. Biggest lead of the game for the Jackson Timberwolves. Brennan Hancock has it, turn around, puts it up, backing in. Brennan Hancock did on Brian Brown, and Brian Brown will pick up the foul here for Jackson.
It's kind of interesting. They had Gotel way up beyond the 3-point circle. They've had good success lofting him the ball in close, but they put him away from the basket that time.
Third personal foul on Brian Brown for Jackson. 5th team foul. First free throw good for Brennan Hancock. And the 6'3 junior will get another to try to pull Cascade to within 7 points. And he does not. Too hard. I'm going to say a lane violation. And Souferer, no shot on that. Souferer, I think, was too low behind the shooter. So you're going to say he was in some type of violation, a shot clock violation. And now they're telling him, besides that, tuck in your shirt. To add insult to injury. So, next one here. This is really the second one, but it's the same result. The ball doesn't lie. Rims out, no good. Jackson grabs the rebound.
Cascade putting up some full court zone pressure now.
Up the floor. Right side to Brown. Down to Faddis. They'll just spread it around here. Tierney out between the circles. Brown, Gorbenko. Down to 14 of the shot clock. 2:10 to play in the 8-point lead. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Tierney dribbles in. Say hand on Brevin Brown. That's going to be his 4th personal foul and the 8th team foul. So free throw here. Dolan Tierney will be at the free throw line for the Jackson Timberwolves. Tierney, the 3rd leading scorer at 9.8 points per ball game for Jackson. He's only got 4 points in the ball game tonight. And make it 5 with the free throw. 2:02 to play in regulation time. 42-33 the lead. Next free throw could give Jackson their biggest lead of the game, and it does. 10 points is the lead. Whistle sounds, a timeout called. We'll step aside with 2:02 to play in the game. The lead is 10 for Jackson, and we will come back to Jackson High School right after this timeout.
We all want to protect our gift of sight, which is why regular eye exams are so important. Regular eye exams not only allow your optometrist to improve the quality of your vision by changing the prescription of your glasses or contact lenses, but also to assess your overall eye health. Even if you see clearly now, it does not mean your eyes are healthy or won't change over time.
Back, Tom Lafferty with Bill Kusler. Glad you're with us here on this Thursday night of high school basketball here on Fox Sports 1380 and watching tonight on STSPN.com. And we are back with you on the radio next Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday at Snohomish for boys against Lake Stevens. And Wednesday, Mark Ock and Mike Buckholz will be at Linwood High School for the number 1 ranked Linwood Royals against the number 3 ranked Glacier Peak Grizzlies. Girls basketball on Wednesday. Good week of basketball next week here on the radio. Up the floor, here comes a Cascade, down by 10, less than 2 minutes to play now. Brown will shoot a 3, may have been partially blocked there by Tierney, and the rebound, and we've got a knee injury down low. Hancock went down, and he is flat on his, or a cramp. Okay. I'm not a doctor. I just play one on the internet.
Well, it
feels about the same.
It hurts like crazy, but you're always happy that it's a cramp and not something else.
And immediately the training staff goes out.
Yeah, drink some water.
And they'll try to work that out as he will get up now and make his way off the floor and go back into the vomitory, if you will, of the gymnasium. It is an entryway.
Thank you. Yeah.
Vestibule, is that better for you? No, vestibule is closed on both ends.
But the parlor
of the hallway. So Jackson basketball, passing it around. Now Tierney goes in underneath. Brown laying good. Count the basket for Brian Brown. And he will get a free throw here. Opens up a 12-point lead. Biggest lead of the game for Jackson here, and could be more with the next free throw. And for Brevin Brown, that's his 5th foul, and he will foul out of this ball game. Brevin Brown will. And for Brevin Brown, he will have a seat with 9 points. Well below his 18.3 point average of the year. Leading scorer for Cascade. The free throw is good, and the lead is 13 points at 46-33. Dribble drive to right-hand side. That's Blackman out of McGrath. McGrath trying to go around the defender. Pulls up from about 10, and a foul is going to be called here. I think Dolan Tierney is going to pick up the foul. So
I've been swayed back. I think you're right. Yep, I think coming off the bench, not a lot of playing time, but playing in the crunch. I think that Brian Brown is our player of the game. Right now he has 8 points, and he also has, 7 rebounds in limited action, but he's made them count when they needed him to pull into that lead. So I'm giving my vote to Brian Brown.
Well, you switched.
I did.
I don't know if it's from a blue state to a red state, but you did. So free throw by McGrath, up and good. 46-34. The lead is a dozen with 1:12 to play. And here's a steal from Jackson. It goes to Cascade. McGrath shoots. Thought he got fouled. No call from the corner. Brown grabs another rebound. That's his 9th rebound of the game. Can he get to double figures? We're inside a minute to play. Down hard goes Sam Sauferer. He will go to the free throw line. Foul is going to be called here, and I think it's going to be a McGrath. It will be. Cameron, I always want to say Cliff McGrath, but he was the soccer coach at SPU. 2nd personal foul and the 10th team foul, so double bonus now for Jackson. Sam Sauferer at the free throw line. 57 seconds to play in the basketball game. And Sauferer at the stripe. On the way, first one, no, missed it, short. So we will call we're going to call Brian Brown. There's too many Browns. Brevin Brown, Brian Brown. But Brian will get the player of the game and our turning point of the game as well. So up the floor, here comes Cascade. In the corner goes, dribble drive. McGrath knocks over the defender, puts it up too hard, no good. He thought he was going to get called. Neither one got a call. And finally, he's going to grab hold of Dylan Tierney, and there will be free throws coming up here.
I don't know. When you're down by 13, I don't think you really need to intentionally foul people. You go after the ball, try to get a steal. But with 44 seconds, this should go in the win column for Jackson. And again, depending on what happens with Mariner and Kamiak tonight, if Mariner is able to defeat Kamiak, all of a sudden, not too far into the season, Jackson would have a 2 full game lead in the Wesco 4A. If Kamiak is able to win that ball game, they will be all alone in 2nd place with 1 loss.
So free throw here Dolan Tierney at the line. Free throw is good. It's 48-34. Now a 14-point lead in the waning moments of this ball game. Cascade, Cameron McGrath at the left wing, looks at split the defender, can't, he goes down, the ball his pocket is picked there by Dolan Tierney. Salfer had it, lost the handle on it, picked up there by Trey Poole. Poole gets it off to Blackman. Blackman over to McGrath, shoots a three, too hard off the back of the iron, no good, and Gorbenko grabs the rebound off of a Cascade Bruin and out of bounds. So the shot clock dead, 17.7 seconds to play in the game. Jackson should be able to just dribble this one out, and this ball game will draw to a close. They will not attempt to head to the hoop, and we will take a break and come back. We'll have our player of the game coming up in our post-game show as well, and that will be Brian Brown of the Jackson Timberwolves. 48-34, the final score, 14-point win for the Jackson. We will come back with our Wesco Rap post-game show right after this timeout. Again, our final score, 48-34. You've been watching tonight on STSPN.com and live right here on Fox Sports 1380. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. What was the final?
Did you say 48-34?
48-34. Jesus.
You can double check it when Buddy has the stats all done.
So Jax, a 48 up here, dummy. I was thinking, was it 20-3 in the second half?